I stand here again today, as I did in 2015, to promise you that since the God we worship and adore did not fail us, I, Emmanuel, will not fail you.
Promises were made and commitments were extracted. The mandate was given and accepted. On the right platform, we X-ray the people's verdict on how the mandate is being utilized. The right platform reaches out to examine the place and position of the people in the scheme of the current government in Akwa Ibom State.
The first administration has been successful and so good for the women and the youth, the elders. Governor Emmanuel, His Excellency, has done good.
Ami kama kesem perokong kana mi boja abasedion awondi na musongom kore ke usongom am asidio ade sepesebo mentori no mesis na mo edi dion usong ma abasedi sangadi se usongom am ma dion usongom me ma
with the right platform live powered by Emmanuel team. This is the right platform.
Former President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, once said that the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things, but the one who gets the people to do the greatest things. This is a concept Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo, the member representing Ikono in the House of Representatives, has implemented in his constituency. His series of empowerment programs enable his constituents bring change in their communities and aspire to greatness. In a recent empowerment scheme, a business cash grant of 10 million naira, 22 vehicles, 5 minibuses, 5 tricycles, 50 motorcycles, and 40 industrial sewing machines were on Friday, the 25th of March 2022, distributed to lucky beneficiaries drawn from the 2 local government areas of Ikono and Ini by the House of Representatives member representing Ikono Ini Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo, popularly known as MACAIRE. The empowerment items, marking the 5th phase of the lawmaker's conscious efforts in touching lives of his people positively, were disbursed at the Methodist Central School, Ndia, in Ikono, during the occasion of the constituency briefing and empowerment ceremony hosted by the federal lawmaker. While presenting the items to beneficiaries, Honorable Ukpong Udo, a first-term lawmaker, thanked his constituents for giving him their mandate to represent them at the National Assembly. He also used the opportunity to highlight some of his legislative engagements at the Green Chambers in the past 3 years. These include bills and motion, oversight function, economic empowerment of constituents, education and human capital development, the MACAIRE Mother and Child Care Program, U Martha Ambassadors Program, welfare and infrastructural development, securing job opportunities at private and federal establishments for the people of Ikono and Ini, among several others. He reiterated that he was committed to ensuring that a life-touching project is situated in every ward in the constituency before his first term elapses.
I just want to inform friend PTC for briefing and empowerment, the 5th phase to my constituents. We need try it with enough projects within 2.5 years. I'm less than 3 years old enough. Within that short window. And by the grace of God, according to the wish of the Central Planning Committee, before I exit my first 4 years, first term, in each project for the infrastructure project about each ward Ikono. I know by INEC we have 21 wards. I know by architect we have 23 wards. But in less than 3 years, we've had 15 to 16 projects. The remaining 1.5 years, here above 23 at the God's grace. So every ward will have what to show in my first term representation.
The lawmaker admonished the beneficiaries of the empowerment items to make maximal use of them while suing for patience from those yet to benefit.
Because and all these calls are from supporters. All these calls are from people who are also eligible to be empowered. If I will not call, but from Buhari, even our governor cannot say
He disclosed that a bigger empowerment event was billed for the 4th and last quarter of the year.
I only told them I have a bigger empowerment by October, very big one, bigger than this one. Maybe a bigger empowerment by October. I have October. In terms of October, yeah, to meet for even on film. But when you get in between, it do come power, who can do, it do more about, don't know empowerment. It do never come, don't know empowerment. And so, because of that October, so many people stay here, but I need to need briefing in the middle of October. We are only thinking.
The lawmaker also disclosed that he has so far given a total of 30 cars to his constituents in the last 3 years since he got into the National Assembly.
I came before you, the chairman, and my leaders. Immediate 22 vehicles. 22 vehicles, belongs to the Ikono. Equipment 22 again, the ones I've given in the last 1 year, 2 years. I've been able to give 30 vehicles in less than 3 years.
The highest beneficiary in the 10 million naira business grant got a check of 3 million naira from the lawmaker, while others received 1.5 million naira and 1 million naira respectively.
Mr. Chairman, being in some business grants, cash, the beneficiaries are listed. For them, here it was 10 million. The highest in that category, out of 3 million. Okay. I will about 3 million. I will about 1.5. I will receive about 1 million ever. So that is why we call you as a come and take this occasion. That's what we have for economy today.
While declaring the event open, Chairman of the occasion, Barrister Godswill Umor, who is the Chairman, Assembly Service Commission, commended Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo for being exceptional in his representation, adding that in the history of legislative representation of Ikono in the Federal Constituency, Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo has no rival. He also applauded him for redefining legislative representation in the Federal Constituency.
And I can speak authoritatively this moment that empowerment and briefing, I have always been there. but I know that this is the very first time we've had this kind of empowerment. So I say, Emmanuel Ukpong Udo. Professor Inuroka, my dear brother, incidentally I was his DG on a Blibode Canem.
A former federal lawmaker who represented Ikono Ini, Engineer Iboro Ekanem, confessed that MACAIRE had surpassed him as he has done what he could not do during his time in the Green Chamber. He said that he deserves another mandate to consolidate on his superlative representation at the National Assembly. Also speaking, the chairman of Ikono Local Government Council, Mr. Nyakno Uwemedimo Koibu, his Ini local government counterpart, Mr. Israel Idaisen, the deputy chapter chairman of PDP in Ikono, Obong Mike Ene, the senior special advisor to the governor on petroleum matters, Sir Victor Etefia, Barrister Iyang Idim, and the clan head of Ndia Ikoradara all extolled the National Assembly member for not disappointing them.
A lot of other local governments, may identify your MACAIRE because on here I'm a phone. Everybody had my phone and I identify you. A special day for economy. You tell me because you will get them. Young Trevor. Mpremi economy ni chance that can be more disappointed. They even put me more. Because no way to come again. I guess I'm doing the way.
The representation of Emmanuel Ukpong Udo. Because I am only effective representation. Say, I'm doing the car. Utaro. I will not presented in the issue of the economy. I'm in Moira. We saw the land because you may want to hear.
The party representative, Isan Tumbasi, had this to say about the lawmaker.
of the People's Democratic Party, Yemino overwhelmed, especially them in a theater, because Emmanuel Ukpong Udo Ikono has never happened. I don't up president, but anyone a standing ovation that the People's Democratic Party ever proud to speak, to say,
On behalf of all ward chairmen, Obong MACAIRE also had this to say about the lawmaker.
Empowerment for them, and a very sweet aroma. And Bungo Cape Party in the message. What I want to advise are the beneficiaries. I'm going to come in a way from maybe I'm going on at times the value. They know that every other person is a so my on that note,
Receiving the items, the beneficiaries were full of appreciation to Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo for being outstanding in his representation, saying Ikono and Ini have never been this lucky in the history of legislative representation at the Federal House of Representatives. They said MACAIRE deserves its second term to enable him consolidate and declare their support for his re-election, as they were hopeful that a second-term mandate for Honorable Ukpong Udo will further attract more goodies to Ikono and Ini.
Years. And the Victoria line was and you come and no young for about the coming. The politics of the Corini. I'm going to give this and politics of our boys. I'm going to the election.
And the Ghana Taiti. Otherwise, you know, I am one of his coordinators, strong supporter. So I really thank God for today, for what God has used him to do. And I pray may God continue to give him the grace to do more to others. And we have not seen this before. This is the first time we have seen this kind of empowerment in Ikono. I say may God bless him in Jesus' name.
Right from his days in the private sector, the welfare of every indigene of Ikono and Ini has always been a personal enterprise. These were reiterated by men and women who gathered to felicitate with the beneficiaries.
He's a giver. He used to give out things before we appoint him to go and represent us at Abuja. And we are happy to send him back to go and represent us again.
So indeed, the member has done very well. He has represented his constituency very well, and we are proud to have him as our Federal House of Representative member. And we can only ask God to give him more grace to continue to represent his people.
He has performed well. That is effective representative for 36 months now. We have tried. He has done it. That is the reason we are gathered here. I'm proud. That is from PDP that I have.
We've been having federal members before, but we've never had this type. Emmanuel Ukpong Udo said that he will never be happy except the people from his constituency is happy. And when he said that, we didn't know what he meant. But from what he has done, we have seen that he was saying nothing but the truth. I think that was December. Many people got some cash gifts from him. And I think this is just, I don't think it's up to 6 months time he's doing this again.
Rightly said, right from when he was working with the oil sector, he's been a very generous person. We don't have nothing to say than to say God should continue to protect him, give him an enablement to do it for the people of Ikono.
It is said that the best gift anyone can be given is a means of livelihood. In a bid to create wealth since assumption of office, Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo has facilitated the employment of over 156 people from his constituency. When Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo resumed office, he initiated various welfare programs and packages targeted at having at least one member of every household in Ikono and in local government areas as beneficiaries. Through his empowerment programs, over 200 million naira worth of entrepreneurial support has also been provided for ventures in which 10 indigenes received 2 million naira cash grant each. Others are 37 indigenes who have received 1 million naira cash grant each. 64 indigenes received 750,000 cash grants. 130 indigenes received 500,000 naira cash grants. 30 indigenes received motor cars. 100 indigenes received motorcycles. 20 indigenes received minibuses and tricycles, while 53 indigenes enrolled as N-Power beneficiaries, and over 35 cases of exigent financial support for various business needs. Unarguably, with the likes of Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo in the saddle of leadership at different levels, the agenda of Governor Udom Emmanuel to create wealth and jobs will be easily actualized and poverty will be eradicated. The 36 months of Honorable Emmanuel Ukpong Udo, popularly known as MACAIRE, at the National Assembly has proven in all ramifications the words of John C. Maxwell that effective leaders don't gather things just for themselves. They do it in order to give to others.